Hello Oscar, Grandpa here again, and lots of love from me and from Granny. We miss you lots. I hope you're feeling better, because I know you didn't have a good week last week, but I think you've been back to school, is that right? And I hope you're feeling a bit better. And I hope Mummy and Daddy are okay, and your little sister is having fun and wearing lots of shoes and boots, as I'm sure she is. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to read a little bit more from the Wild Wolf Pup. I hope you enjoy that. Hope you like the special one I read you during the week. And of course what they're worrying about at the moment is having to find enough money to bring Shadow's family over from Alaska over to the zoo. And Zoe was worried about that, and she had she looked at her mum and she says, "Wait, I think I've got an idea. The concert at the Spooktacular. What if we make it a charity performance? We could explain about Shadow before we sing our song. Then if people like our singing and want to help Shadow and his pack, they could put some money in a bucket and we can put it all towards paying for Shadow's family to join him here at the zoo, where we can look after them all properly." Lucy beamed at Zoe. "That's a brilliant idea," she said. "I think Great Uncle Horace will love it." Zoe nodded. "Now I just need to ask one more person," she said. "Miss Hawkins." So there's the Wild Wolf Pup. There's Shadow. Look, that's the picture at the heading of the next chapter, which is chapter 7, The Spooktacular Begins. Ooh, that sounds exciting. By the way, I forgot to say, Moosey says hello and is enjoying listening to the story at the same time. Aren't you, Moosey? Is that right, Moosey? Yep. And he loves it too. It's a good story. Do you think that's a good story, Moosey? Moosey, where are you going? Yep. Is that good? Yep, that's good. Yep, okay. Well, I think we got that sorted out. So Moosey better have a seat over here, I think. Okay, Moosey? Yeah, he's okay. Mum, cried Zoe as she ran out into the school playground to meet Lucy. "Miss Hawkins said yes." "That's fantastic news, Zoe," Lucy replied, smiling. "Well done." As soon as Zoe had arrived at school that morning, she'd gone straight up to Miss Hawkins and explained her idea. She'd even brought in a photo of Shadow that Lucy had taken on her phone and printed out for Zoe. Miss Hawkins had agreed immediately. "I think that's a wonderful suggestion," she told Zoe. "Let's tell the rest of the class after I've taken the register." She'd even asked Zoe if she could keep the picture of Shadow. "I'll pin it up on the class notice board so everyone can see the little fellow we're trying to help," she'd explained. All day Zoe had been desperate for the last bell to ring. When it did, Miss Hawkins clapped her hands and called, "All right, everybody, time to go home. Remember, your parents or guardians need to bring you to the rescue zoo by 7 o'clock tonight, and we'll be singing at 7:30. I can't wait to see your costumes. See you all there." Zoe had been so excited about her idea to help Shadow, she'd almost managed to forget about singing at the Spooktacular that evening. But as she walked through the playground with her mum, she heard some of the other children from her class practicing the words, and she felt a familiar nervous feeling in her tummy. "Just think about Shadow," she told herself firmly. "This is for Shadow." When she and Lucy arrived at the gates of the rescue zoo, Zoe had a surprise. 2 huge bunches of orange and black balloons had been tied to the gates, and a banner had been stretched across the top of the entrance which read, there we are, look, there's the banner which read, "Welcome to the Rescue Zoo Halloween Spooktacular. Enjoy our world famous zoo and amazing animals after dark. Enter our fancy dress competition. Hear our bat expert talk about these fascinating creatures, and come along to a special Halloween concert at 7:30 p.m. All money raised tonight will help us to fly a very special family of grey wolves to their new home at the rescue zoo." there we are. That's the banner by the gates. Zoe looked up at her mum. All money raised, she repeated. I thought just the donations we collect at our concert were going to help Shadow. Lucy smiled. When I told Great Uncle Horace your idea to help Shadow this morning, he liked it so much that he decided the whole spooktacular would be to help Shadow, she explained. All the money we raise from the ticket sales, from the raffle, from people buying toffee apples and hot dogs and candy floss. Everything. Wow. Do you like toffee apples, Oscar, and hot dogs? And candy floss? Ooh, that sounds nice, doesn't it? Zoe couldn't believe it. In just one night, maybe the zoo would be able to raise all the money they needed to fly Shadow's pack over to join Shadow. Then the little wolf pup wouldn't be alone anymore. That must be horrible, mustn't it, Oscar being alone? Zoe, hurry up, I want to see your costume, squeaked Meep, hopping up and down excitedly. I'm almost ready, replied Zoe. Keep your eyes closed until I say Meep and no peeping. Zoe and Meep were in Zoe's bedroom. It was after tea and almost time for the spooktacular to begin. Meep was perched on the bed with his tiny paws covering his eyes, while Zoe pulled on her grey wolf costume, grey leggings, a fluffy grey jumper, and furry grey gloves and boots. Now she just had to add a woolly hat with furry ears attached and colour her nose in black using an eyeliner pencil that her mum had let her borrow. OK, Meep, now you can open your eyes, said Zoe. Meep took his paws away. Wow, Zoe, he chirped, his eyes wide. You really look like a wolf. So there's Zoe. And Meep says, she really does. Well, she does look like a wolf, doesn't she? She's dressed up very well. Would you like to dress up, Oscar, like a wolf? Bet you would. Anyway, whoa. Zoe giggled. Thanks, Meep. I hope Shadow likes it. I can't wait to see what everyone else in my class looks like too. Especially Jack and Nicola. Woo! Meep nearly fell off the bed in fright as a spooky moaning sound came from outside. What is that, Zoe? He squeaked, looking around nervously. Zoe ran to the window and looked out. Oh, Meep, it's nothing to be worried about, she laughed. It's just some of the zookeepers. They're making a recording of scary Halloween sounds, and they're going to play them over the zoo loudspeakers as all the guests arrive. Can you do scary Halloween sounds, Oscar? Woo, woo. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I'm not sure I like that idea, grumbled Meep. Zoe giggled and scooped him up for a cuddle. Meep, remember what we told Star the other day? Halloween isn't really scary. It's fun. Of course it is. You like Halloween, don't you, Oscar? Just then there was a knock on Zoe's bedroom door, and a spooky green face with a pointy nose and wild black hair appeared. Meep gave another terrified squeak and hid his face against Zoe's jumper. Oh dear, said Lucy, coming into the room. I think I might have frightened Meep. I suppose I do look quite scary. What do you think, Zoe? Zoe smiled. Lucy was wearing a long black dress, pointy black shoes, a wig of messy black curls, and a tall black hat covered in silver cobwebs. Whoa! She had covered her face with green face paint and a fake green nose. You make a great witch, Mum, she said. Whoa! And you make an excellent wolf, replied Lucy. I wonder what Great Uncle Horace will dress up as. He still won't tell anyone. Another spooky noise came from outside. This time it was a wicked-sounding cackle. Lucy smiled. I think everything's about to start, she said. Are you ready to go, love? Ready, said Zoe. Everyone in my class is supposed to meet outside the cafe. Come on then, I'll walk you there, said Lucy. I'll just fetch my broomstick. That'd be fun. As Lucy, Zoe and Meep walked through the zoo, Zoe couldn't believe how busy it already was. The paths were bustling with crowds, all dressed up as witches and black cats, spiders and toads, skeletons and vampires. Whoa! What would you like to be dressed up as, Oscar? A witch maybe, a black cat, a spider, a toad, a skeleton maybe, or a vampire. Which one would you prefer? You better let Daddy, Mummy know. Meep was still nervous and snuggled down in Zoe's arms to begin with, but after some reassuring whispers from Zoe, he started to look around, and as soon as he realised everyone was having lots of fun, he cheered up. Poor Meep. He's a bit frightened, isn't he? They're just normal people in costumes, remember, Zoe told him quietly. Meep cheered up even more when Lucy gave them both a bag of Halloween treats to share. There are jelly frogs and chocolate bats for you, Zoe, and lots of fruit and seeds for Meep, she explained. I've remembered that I like Halloween after all, Meep whispered to Zoe as he nibbled a treat, which made her giggle. Everyone seemed to be enjoying the spooktacular. There was a raffle set up outside the penguin enclosure, an apple bobbing stall by the rhinos, and face painting a little bit further along. You like face painting, don't you, Oscar? Look, there's all the people going to the spooktacular from the zoo. All dressed up, aren't they? Amazing dresses and clothes and costumes. Ooh, I wonder if that's, look, that could be Annabelle dressed up there. Look, in the stroller. Ah, it could well be. Zoe saw some of the zookeepers walking around with trays of hot apple juice in black and orange cups, and some others handing out biscuits in the shape of spiders and bats, and the special Halloween-themed cupcakes Zoe had made with her mum. Ooh, that sounds nice. Spooky orange pumpkins lined the path, lighting up the whole zoo, but Zoe thought it all felt very funny and friendly, rather than scary. Even Mr. Pinch seemed to be enjoying himself, despite having been so grumpy the other day about all the mess the spooktacular would make. He was munching a toffee apple as he queued up to buy a raffle ticket. Zoe nudged Meep and pointed to the zoo manager. Look, Mr. Pinch is actually having fun, she whispered. When they turned the corner and arrived at the cafe, Zoe saw that almost her whole class were already there. Everyone looks brilliant, she said. Look, Mum, Miss Hawkins has dressed up as a witch too. Miss Hawkins wore a tall, pointy hat like Lucy's, but hers was purple with gold stars, and instead of a broomstick she held a furry toy cat under her arm. Hello, she called, I love your costumes. I think I recognise yours from the photograph you brought to school, Zoe. You've come as Shadow the Wolf. Zoe grinned. That's right, she said. I like your costume too, Miss Hawkins. Jack and Nicola arrived together. Jack was dressed as a scary pirate, the black eye patch, a hook over his right hand, and scars drawn in red pen all over his face. Nicola was a zombie ballerina, wearing a pink tutu and ballet shoes and lots of spooky makeup. Ooh, I think Annabelle could do that. You two look amazing, Zoe told them. So do you. I can't wait to meet the real Shadow, Nicola replied. Yes, can we go and meet him now? Asked Jack, hopefully. Not just yet, said Miss Hawkins, overhearing them. First, we're all going to take part in the costume parade. My great-uncle Horace is the judge, Zoe explained. Just then, great-uncle Horace's voice boomed over the loudspeaker. Hello, everybody. Happy Halloween to you all. The costume parade is about to begin, so please could you all follow the path that has been lined with special silver balloons. It will take you past the zebras, the flamingos and the grizzly bears, and then finish outside the gift shop. I will be watching carefully to judge the best costume, and I will announce the winner after the concert, which will come next. Whoa, exciting. Jack looked very excited, and Nicola jumped up and down, clapping her hands and squealing eagerly. I can't wait, she said. But Zoe bit her lip, suddenly feeling very nervous. She had managed to put the concert out of her mind for most of the evening, but now it was almost here. She felt more scared than ever before. She tried her best to smile at Jack and Nicola as they started walking in the costume parade, not wanting them to guess that anything was wrong. Stephanie and Will, two of the rescue zookeepers, were handing out bars of chocolate and lollies along the paths, so they all helped themselves. Ooh, Oscar, that would be nice, wouldn't it? A little bit further along, another keeper called Frankie was snapping photographs to put on the zoo's website, and called out, "You three look fantastic. Can I have a photograph of you together, please?" Whoa. So there's Zoe in her wolf outfit with Jack, her friends Jack and Nicola. There they all are. Wow, all dressed up. That's beautiful, isn't it? Terrific. Jack held up his hook and growled like a pirate, while Nicola held her arms high above her head and arranged her feet like a ballerina, and Zoe put her head back and howled like a real wolf. Can you howl like a real wolf, Oscar? Ooh, do you think you can do that? Yep, that's good. I think that's really good. Suddenly Meep's eyes pricked up. "Zoe, listen," he squeaked. "Can you hear that? I think it's Shadow." Zoe listened and realised she could hear another howl over the cheery chatter of the crowd, but this one sounded very sad. "We've got a few minutes before the concert," she whispered to me. "Let's see if we can slip away and go to check that Shadow's okay. His enclosure is only round the corner." She turned to her friends. "Back in a minute," she said to Jack and Nicola. I forgot something I need for the concert." "Okay, Zoe, don't be long or you'll miss it," said Nicola. Ooh. So look, we'll have to finish there and we'll be able to continue that and find out what's happening to Shadow next time, Oscar. So lots of love from me and Granny, and lots of love to you and Annabelle and Mummy and Daddy and Jerry, and hope that you're all well and having a lovely time this weekend. So bye for now. Bye. And bye from Missy. Bye-bye. Bye.